topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening, South Florida, and welcome to the Steve-O and Sophia Eat and Critique Show.
What are you smirking about?
Well, we have a really good show tonight.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a fun show.
I wrote on Facebook tonight, I said, if you aren't a big fan of barbecue, we are going to change that tonight.
Oh, we found the best barbecue restaurant, maybe in the entire state of Florida.
It's not second best. It's not third best.
It's the best.
I am telling you, it was, I'm from Texas, so we have like barbecue places on every corner. Sophia and I, first of all, the restaurant is it's like this, like an old time. I mean, the things, the antiques that are in there. It is such a neat feel. It's large.
It's a huge place. I was surprised. They have 2 locations, and Rob's here with us to talk to us about it. But I tell you, I felt like I was in North or South Carolina, like up in one of the barbecue restaurants that they have in the mountains.
I'd tell you one of the reasons why I love Rob is he goes to Calvary Chapel like me. So, that means he can't be a bad person.
Well, I love him because he's interesting. He has so many cool stories.
Hey, let's bring him on. This is the owner of Rob's Family Barbecue. And it was so funny. Today, I had a lot of stuff on Facebook about Rob and the restaurant. And our guest tonight at 6:35, who's coming on, who owns a restaurant, said, I eat there twice a week. Now, when a restaurant owner goes to another restaurant twice a week, you're doing something good.
And knowing Vito is probably more than twice a week.
Well, twice a day. Good evening,
Hi,
Mr. Rob.
Thank you for coming on this show. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just, sometimes they get really excited about a restaurant, and we usually play it down, but it was so good that, the brisket, I'm like ready for more. I'm ready to come back, Rob, and have you. I mean, you literally have the best brisket in Florida.
Beef ribs. That was my favorite. And I don't eat cornbread, and I am now a cornbread fan. You had the best. So we went to Rob's Family Barbecue, and he really treated us like we were family.
Yeah.
So, Rob, we had some interesting talks with you. And why don't you tell the listeners how you actually got started with the barbecue business?
Well, I was, got out of college and started a construction company up in North Florida, up in Jacksonville. And at the end of my second year in business, I was building in 5 subdivisions and closing a house a day. And I thought, man, I got the world by the tail. Everything's beautiful. And interest rates, this was during Jimmy Carter's presidency, interest rates kept going up and up and up. And when they finally hit above 12, 14, started to slow down. And then it got to almost 20% interest on a home loan. I didn't have to do much except get out of the way. It was bankruptcy coming towards every builder up in Jacksonville, and it was a sad time. So the one thing I noticed during the decline, during that recession, was that there was one restaurant that always had a line. It was always busy. It was always doing well, and that was a barbecue place. And so when I decided that I was going to get out of the home building business because I didn't really have a choice, it was
Get in
sort
the
of
car and
something
go,
that became very interesting to me. Get in the barbecue business and you'll be busy even if it's a recession. So that's sort of what prompted me to get into it.
Well, I got to tell you, when we went there, I actually knew it was going to be good because I read a write-up about Rob's Family Barbecue.
I
And
said it to
yes,
you.
that's right, you did. And I got to tell you, I mean, I thought it was going to be good, Rob, but the first thing you brought out were collard greens. And Sophia loves collard greens. But she raved. Now, when someone raves about collard, I mean, that's what she's raving about.
Yeah.
You know you're in for a good night.
They were fresh, and they were. You could tell they were fresh. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Usually mushy, and yours were very just perfect. Perfect. Everything was perfect, actually. Why did you know we forgot to say how, like, before you opened your restaurant, how you worked for the barbecue place? That I found interesting.
Yeah, well,
So
that was, I was
go
going to
ahead.
say when I was talking about the restaurant that I went to all the time when I was building homes, it was a Sonny's barbecue. And I was in there one day and Bobby Tillman, who was Sonny's brother, introduced me to some people that were opening in South Florida. They had bought the franchise rights to Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. And I started talking to them. And next thing I know, they asked me if I'd be interested in working with them and opening up the territory. So that's how I got involved with Sonny's. I moved to Gainesville to be near the number one store that had been their number one store for like 16 years. And I went to work there. They said I'd need 2 months to train. And 16 months later, I finally said, okay, I'm trained enough to do it now. It took me a while. Maybe I'm a little slow.
Oh, but then you rose to be the VP for
Right.
Sonny's.
That's right. Every store I opened was their number one store. And they came to me and they said, we need somebody to be the vice president of development for us. Go find locations and build out the restaurants and get us moving with more more locations. And I said, well, I mean, you can hire a company to do demographics for you, but anyway, they wanted me to do it, so I did it for a while, and then I eventually realized that I didn't feel good about taking the money because I wasn't really doing a whole lot. I had a secretary and an office and kind of set up that way, but not doing barbecue where I was in a kitchen running a crew was not what I was interested in. So I left there. I had a 5-year non-compete. When that 5 years was up, I started pursuing opening up a restaurant. 2 years later, I opened one in Pembroke Pines. And
have you always loved barbecue?
well, growing up in Jacksonville, it's kind of funny. I tell people down here we have a lot of lawyers. Up there we have a lot of barbecue restaurants. If you want to, every corner seems like there's a different style of barbecue, but they're all good. They just have different takes on what barbecue is. So if you live in Jacksonville, it's kind of like you have your favorite. I go to Red Barn. Oh, I don't like Red Barn. I go here. So it's something that it is almost like picking a sports team when you lived up there where you ate your barbecue. But I always loved it. Yes.
So, let's just get into
what we
because
had.
I think I'm trying to think, the cornbread came out and I love cornbread, but it's not only how good your cornbread is, it's the butters you use, the cinnamon and the honey butter.
I'm now a cornbread lover after yours. I never really ate cornbread. Yours, now I'm a cornbread lover, but I'm only going to eat it at your restaurant, nowhere else, because I don't think they could do what you did.
Yeah, no one can copy what Rob does. Then we got the smoked turkey.
Yes.
No, the brisket.
We got the brisket.
Rob, I got to tell you, I want to be your friend forever. That brisket was the juiciest,
tender,
the most tender.
It's
the taste to it.
You couldn't even put it on the fork. It kept flaking off.
It was
so good.
And Sophia and I, we don't ever finish anything because we're pacing ourselves. I couldn't stop eating the brisket.
Well, the other thing I liked about it was it wasn't really fatty. Like you get brisket everywhere else and there's globs of fat everywhere. This hardly had any fat in it at all. It was delicious.
Yeah. You've heard that a few times, haven't you, Rob?
Well, yeah. And a lot of it has to do with sourcing the right brisket that's a little bit leaner and grass-fed and all that. But a lot of it has to do with the way you cook it and the slow cook method and just making sure that you pull it out at exactly the temperature that you're trying to hit with it, because brisket is fussy. It took me a long time. I tried.
I know.
I kid with them. I say I killed a herd of cows trying to get brisket figured out. But my wife, Mary, who's my partner, she's very honest. And I would get all excited and try a new recipe, and she'd come in the morning with me and she'd taste it and go, "No, that's not it." And it just, it just walk over and throw in the garbage. You go, "Okay, that's not it. Let's try something else." So it took me a couple years actually of playing around with brisket, and I finally got lucky and got a tip from somebody that knew a guy from Texas that did brisket. And
great story.
That was my favorite story.
No, you know what, Rob? I got to tell you something. It is so important as an owner of a restaurant to be hands-on, and not every owner of restaurants are hands-on. And you told me something, and I'm not surprised. You told me about a guy that came in to the restaurant who was having a bad day. And what does Rob say to him?
Do you need a beer?
Let me get you a beer. Right?
It looks like you had a rough day. Not too many people do that.
That was such an amazing, I guess, offer that you made to this guy to maybe brighten his day up a little more. But you got something really good in return. You got how tall is your Coca-Cola?
It's a 9-foot Coca-Cola ceramic bottle sign. It's never seen one.
That was awesome. And I took some pictures of your restaurant, which we'll share. But for some reason, my Coca-Cola bottle disappeared, and I know
we're going to have to have Rob back. That's all
for
there
the
is
Coke
to it.
bottle. But you've been in business 28 years, and you do everything in-house. And I was surprised. I don't know enough about barbecue, but I was surprised at how long it takes to smoke them. And I don't know what you do with the brisket, but when you told me how many hours a lot of these took, I was amazed by that. We had, after that, we had the smoked turkey and the sausage.
I just want to say something. You can taste the sauce when you come into a new barbecue restaurant. And if the sauce is good, you're probably going to have some decent barbecue. Your sauce was out of this world. I loved your sauce.
Don't you bottle? Do you sell those as well? The bottled sauces that you make?
Here we
do.
We do. Mm-hmm. Yep. I just haven't gone after the grocery store bit. That it's enough to do a barbecue restaurant for me. But one day I might. Who knows?
Well, you sure got your name on it.
That's true.
And they did a honey mustard
that
we used for the turkey and the smoked sausage. It was just like perfect. I mean, I told people today, I said, if you're not really into barbecue, listen to the show tonight and go to Rob's Family Barbecue. You will completely fall in love with barbecue. That's how good. We don't talk like this about everybody, Rob, but we were so impressed. You are going to have, God, we've gotten so many people write us today
We did.
Let's go. And then we did the ribs.
The beef ribs.
Oh God. I couldn't stop eating those. And it's still on the bone.
Yes. And it was very thick. It was a lot of meat. Usually you get the little skinny ribs.
I know.
This thing was huge. I felt like we were eating the whole poor cow. And the seasoning to it, and it again was very tender. It just flaked off. You took the fork and it flaked right off.
You don't even need knives, Rob.
No, not at
That's
all.
great.
We had the pork ribs.
We had the pork ribs. We had the baby back ribs.
ribs.
Now, where are your baby back ribs out of?
We get all of our baby back ribs imported from Denmark. It's just the way that they feed their animals over there on barley primarily. It just gives the meat a sweetness that you don't get anywhere else. So I float them across the ocean. It costs a little more, but I tell you what, the difference in taste is just night and day. And yeah, we go through
And
a
you
lot
know
of
what,
baby
Rob? Your beans, there was one place in town, doesn't matter who it was.
Yeah,
It's the only place I would have barbecue beans because no one else could get them right. They weren't barbecue beans. Yours has a little bit of that sweetness to it. It's got
tanginess too.
Yes, and it's got I guess it's brisket in there also.
meat scraps from. It's got some pork and some brisket meat in it. When we trim them up, we keep all the scrap and we put that in. So yeah, it gives the beans a nice flavor.
Oh,
Definitely.
they were wonderful. And then it was dessert time, right?
Sliced pork, and then the
pulled pork, which was also
we had so much food I can't even remember. Texas toast.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, the Texas toast, which is huge in Texas. You order a steak, you get Texas toast. You order anything, you get Texas toast. So I haven't really seen Texas toast down here. I get what do you call them? Garlic knots, you know. But Rob, your Texas toast. Well, I'm going to go by there and just get a whole pound of Texas toast. It was so good.
We had the dessert.
Yeah, Rob.
And you better teach me how to make that blueberry cobbler. That was the best cobbler I've ever eaten in my life. It was so good.
I normally don't eat cobbler.
Oh, that was delicious.
And I had to try it. Rob, I could not stop eating it. It was addicting.
Yeah, it's the hardest part of it is just getting the crumb topping right on top. But, you know, all of the recipes that we use in the restaurant were perfected in my kitchen at home, which looks like a chemistry lab. But, you know, you just keep going at it and keep going at it until it finally just pops and you go, that's it. That's the deal right there.
You know, my favorite is key lime pie. And Rob, I don't know how you do it. It was like a light. It didn't have that tangy.
It wasn't tangy or overly sweet. It was just perfect.
It really was. Your key lime pie was so good. But I got to tell you, the blueberry cobbler
blew anything away.
With the ice cream and the whipped cream on it. It was just, folks, I'm going to tell you something. And we're going to give away some gift certificates tonight. But I got to tell you something. You tell us you love our show because we're honest with you. You'd think this was an ad for Rob's Family Barbecue. It's no ad. We're telling you, whether you're in Palm Beach, whether you're in Dade, whether you're in Broward, I want you to go try Rob's. Now, they have another location in Plantation.
Right.
Too.
I was just going to ask Rob to tell us about the two places, the hours, and I know you're opening a new one, or it is open now in Plantation. Tell us the location. We have it running on the bottom of the screen, your name of the restaurant and phone number. for the Davie location.
Yes.
But tell us about Plantation.
Well, we opened Plantation on December 7th, and it's been doing really, really well. And it's a smaller unit. It's not the same size as the Davie store, but we were trying to be more in tune with the post-COVID way that restaurants are being set up. So we did a small one. It's only 2,100 square feet, but we have inside seating. We have people bring the food to your table after you order. We have a lot of takeout, a lot of online ordering going on there. So we hit all the bases, and it came out really well. When you're sitting in an architect's office drawing it on a piece of paper, a 1/4 scale, it's kind of hard to envision exactly how it's going to be. But when we got it all said and done, everybody that's worked there from Davie wants to stay there. I'm like, no, you can't. But it runs the way that it laid out was not because I'm really smart about it, but because I think God was looking out for me. Everything just worked. So thank God.
What are the addresses, Rob? Say the addresses for both locations.
Yeah, well, Davie is right on 84 and Pine Island. So if you get off at Pine Island and go underneath 595, we're right there in that first Publix Plaza. That address is 8990 State Road 84 in Davie, Florida. And then the other one's only a little ways down the road to Plantation. We're on 837 North Nob Hill Road in Plantation. And so
that's where we were going when we got lost. Yeah. We were on Nob Hill.
Hey, Rob, you know what? I got to tell you, if somebody's having a party and they want to have something that's just going to blow everybody away, I'm telling you, Rob's Family Barbecue is such a great place to have an event catered.
I agree.
Thank you.
What are the hours? He is very
He's so humble.
The hours for both locations, are they the same or different?
They both open at 11:30. We found that the location in Plantation, because it's sort of in a neighborhood, we close a half an hour earlier. We close at 8:30, and at Davie we close at 9. So pretty close to the same hours, but just in Plantation we close a little earlier.
DJ, I sent some pictures of the one in Davie. I don't know if they'll work, but is there any way we can kind of show them?
Oh, there they are.
It's a really cool place. A lot of different antiques in there, and there's a Superman.
Yeah, in the telephone booth,
which I thought was kind of cute. And then when you walked in, there was that large mural painting that kind of looked like a garden. It was really beautiful. And then you gave us 2 gift certificates.
We're going to be giving away tonight. And great. Rob, listen, you're a good guy. There's not a lot out there like you. And listen, you've been very blessed with just some of the most amazing food ever. And I hope that our audience will go try. And you know what? Like I always say, you can close your eyes on Rob's menu and just point, and you're going to be okay. Get the cornbread. Get the cornbread.
Get the beef ribs. Get the blueberry cobbler.
And I think, Rob, you're at your grandson's game today?
Baseball game.
Yeah, Nate's.
Okay.
Yep.
We don't want you to miss much of the game, so we thank you for
We will
coming.
See you soon.
Yes, we will.
All right.
And tell Mary thank her for letting us, her being such a great hostess also.
And taking you away from your grandson for a half hour.
We're fine, man. Thank you.
We'll see you again.
Rob. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's give away that gift
certificate. I already.
Go ahead.
You know what's really weird?
What?
I had somebody email us already on our website.
You're kidding. So we've already given one away.
We have Lana who wrote a really nice email just now.
we got.
But Lena, I need your email. You didn't send me your email. You just wrote a beautiful letter and said you love barbecue, and
she said she loves me more.
We need your address, so we'll.
I gotta tell everybody. I'm dying to tell our listeners. Her father is what? Am I supposed to say this? I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to say.
Go ahead.
I think we should read the email. Maybe we'll read it next week. No. But her father works
on our website. No,
yeah, that's right. Her father works for CBS. We don't know if it's radio or if it's TV, but her father listens to her show in New York.
In New York, he does.
Yeah, and because he wants to know where to go dine at when he comes down here. So I thought that was really cool. She said, "Dad, you got to get them on national radio or TV or something."
It was a very good email.
No, DJ would miss us.
We'll take DJ with us.
So all you have to do is write on our chat line. We're going to take the first one who writes is.
Because we have one more left.
Yes, I want to go to Rob's Family Barbecue.
And we'll send you the gifts. But please put your email there or your address so we know how to mail it.
Yeah.
And now Pedro's on the line. We're ready for Pedro.
Oh, Pedro. God.
Hey, Pedro. There's our buddy.
Are you in a closet?
He looks dark. It's so busy there. He had to go somewhere. There we are.
Much better.
On a nightlight. Yes. Hi, Pedro.
Hello, guys.
So, you know what? Seems every week we get a call. We got a call from, I don't remember her name. She said she had a party of 8. And she said the service was impeccable, which we already knew that. But she said it's the first time that they all went out together, Pedro, and everybody liked their dishes. She said that doesn't happen very often.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, for me to remember which table of 8 it was kind of tough because any of 8, but also it's hard to remember which table like everybody because most likely all our guests love the food. I like it when I go to the table and I say, you know, guys, my food is not good. It's good. It's different. Good.
Pedro's getting kind of cocky. Yeah, you remember when he first came on? Now he's a big shot. Now she was mad at you about one thing. She was mad because she called up Valentine's Day to make reservations.
That's what you get when you wait too long. Can't get into Pedro's restaurant unless you make a long reservation. 1 month ahead, right?
Well, just because of Valentine's. Usually I'm always, capable to fix because it's a big restaurant. But Valentine's was an exception when 10 days before Valentine's Day, we were already booked all the way.
Yes.
And we have close friends that comes all the time, and they forgot to make the reservation, and they came on time. And I welcome them to walk around the restaurant to see if they can find a table, but it was just because of that day. Other than that, we are always capable to get everybody.
So outside was full too.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, I even added a few tables here and there, and still were with guests.
What are you doing? Anything special for St. Patrick's Day?
We always do. Okay. Actually, one of my you see, I have 4 daughters and a little boy, and one of them always excited with all those kind of things. So she already got me something for me to wear on that day.
A leprechaun suit.
I was gonna say.
I was planning to make I'm 6, so I don't have to wear that thing. But I guess they know me better, so I will have to wear it. But yeah, besides that, our chef will come out with new stuff as always. He can come out creating and definitely it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, we're gonna have to come to Incontro just to see you wear that little outfit.
There's new people tuning into our show every week. I want to tell people Incontro is some of the best Italian food, and they don't just do Italian food. They also have some of the finest meats, their steaks, and for a fine dining restaurant, the prices are wonderful. But I'm going to tell you something. When you go to Incontro, you're going to be waited on. You are not going to want to stop eating. And Pedro, what you've done with that restaurant, bro, I love you, man. It's just amazing.
The service is not like anything you're going to find anywhere. I compare it all the time to the Palm Beach restaurants. Remember the time I just turned my head and I came back and the water was filled and I didn't even see them doing it? Like, that's really important, that you don't have to wait or ask for something so small as a glass of water. Just fill my water glass
You've
up.
got your employees trained, but I want to kind of go back to that party of 8. I don't know if you see this like we've seen this, but usually when you have more than 4 people dining, especially they've never been to the place before, there's always somebody who doesn't like it. Always. Now, this was 8 people, and for all of them to be satisfied, Pedro, that's hard to do. That is hard to do.
You know, it's kind of unfair for me to get the compliments because this is actually my chefs. But to tell you that between the 3 of us, you know, nobody is listening. We have
Pedro, give everybody your phone number so they can make reservations.
Does he remember it?
Oh, that's right.
I got it. Listen.
Yay!
54
954 is cutting out.
997.
Say it again, Pedro. It cut out a little. 954
754. It starts with 7.
Oh, there it is right there.
Oh, it's on the bottom.
Yeah,
you're cheating.
No, we just have a great producer.
Cheating. Look, he was reading the bottom.
You got me, Sophie.
Pedro, now Incontro is our main sponsor for our show. Please, people, support them. I promise you, you will be so happy when you leave. You'll be going, I got to make reservations again for next weekend.
I'm worried about reservations for St. Patrick's Day. Are you getting booked already, like Valentine's, or?
We are not booked all the way yet. But
Okay.
yes, reservations, yes.
Okay, then.
Folks, don't wait. Pedro's with us every week, his smiling face, and everybody is falling in love with you, Pedro.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, my friend.
Thank you, guys. So happy to see you.
Pedro.
Thanks, Pedro. Have a good night. Bye.
Did anybody write us?
No, I checked.
On the
and Vito's not on yet either.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let's tell everybody again, if you're watching us tonight, or if you're listening to us tonight on the radio, you can go on our
website,
our website even, which is easy because it's eatandcritiquetvshow.com. Tell us you'd like to win a gift certificate to one of the most amazing barbecue restaurants. It's a $25 gift certificate.
Well, actually, we have more that we can give out. We can give it to Incontro too.
Yes, that's right.
We have several still. We gave 3 away last week. I think we have 7 left.
There's a chat line right to the right of the screen if you're watching us, and you can just write on there, I want to go to
wherever, anywhere.
Give us your email address. Nobody will see it.
The same with the website. If they go on to the email on our website,
Right, they can reach us.
Nobody can see that. That's private. It comes directly to us.
If you have a restaurant that you would like us to do a tasting at, please give us the name of the restaurant. And I think at the end of March, Sophia and I will be giving out our top 10 restaurants. Now, this is not just top 10 per county. This is top 10 restaurants for South Florida. So maybe if you own a restaurant, you might want to give us a call at 954-336-3767. Tell us you'd like us to come and do a tasting at your restaurant. We do not charge for tastings because we don't get paid to do tastings. That's why we can say that we are totally honest when we give you one of our reviews.
The other thing is we have 2 really good restaurants coming up in March.
Yeah.
We have the Firefin in the Palm Beach Gardens, and we have Tocado on Los Olos in Fort Lauderdale, Los Olos.
Los Hulos?
Los Olos.
Los Olos.
Hola, no, no.
He's great. You know, look at the smile. If that doesn't make you smile, I don't know what will. Our next guest, who's not with us yet, probably has the best biker bar in South Florida.
Well, I was hoping he was on because I really wanted to say we have Café Balut, we have Café La Rope, and now we have
Café 27. Yeah, he's
Vito.
one of the owners of Café 27. Now, I told him 6:35, so I don't know what is. Let me just look over at my cell phone just to make sure he hasn't written me.
While we were there, I actually felt like we were on that TV show American Chopper. There was so many beautiful bikes. They're very unique bikes, very expensive bikes. But I felt like we were on the TV Chopper, the American Chopper show.
You know, Sophia, I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't either. I was kind of worried.
Yeah, I know. But it's a higher class. Some of the bikes there are $40,000 and $50,000,
and some more.
I bet you there was 200 bikes there.
Maybe more. I had pictures, but they didn't come through. But it was kind of fun because they were mostly professionals with the most gorgeous bikes you've ever seen. Really good band. The food, the menu was very diverse. It had everything on it. We thought we were just getting burgers.
Go ahead. I'm going to see if I can reach Vito.
And it was fun listening to them all talk about their motorcycles. It was.
Yeah, and they had a bikini contest there.
Nobody was really paying attention to that.
No,
they were looking at the bikes instead.
That's right, they were. The music was really good.
The band was awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of beer flowing.
A lot of beer.
But, if you just want to go to a bar just to kick back and,
listen to music.
Yeah, and it's I said, are we going to get into a fight tonight, Vito? And it's not one of those kind of biker bars. There was no fight. In fact, he said in the last 20 years, there's been one fight there, and it was a father and a son-in-law.
Stepson.
So it's a safe place. I mean, you're never worried about anybody doing anything. For you guys out there, there's a lot of women in there. I didn't count them.
Actually, I didn't see that many women in there.
Well, you women, there's a lot of guys there.
Yeah, there's
a lot of guys there. And
they were all remember the bar was packed, but outside the bar we had pictures we wanted to share. There were probably 100 people standing there with their bikes. They
were just coming in all night long. They're in Southwest Ranches.
Southwest Ranches.
And it's right off of 75, Interstate 75. But it's just a cool place to go. They've got really good live music. And, you know, if you just want to kind of go out honky-tonking, that's what we would call it in Texas. I mean, it's really funny because Vito had some of the best Italian food in Boca. He had the best pizza probably in Palm Beach County.
Was it called DeVito's restaurant?
Called DeVito's. And I mean, people came from everywhere. So he sold the restaurant after many, many years and bought this biker bar.
It was a tiki hut. It was like a big tiki hut. And it really was kind of cool. Like we said, the menu was
anything
diverse.
we thought it was going to be.
Not at all. It was mostly professionals in there. And the menu had burgers and tacos.
Well, they told, you know what Vito said? We only have burgers and hot dogs. Well, that wasn't true. They had 3 kinds of tacos there. In fact,
salads.
I had the steak taco, which was not bad at all.
I had the mahi sandwich.
It's not gourmet at all or fine dining.
No, but the black and mahi was very good. I had a mahi sandwich.
Okay, but they had...
Oh, and those French fries were really good.
Have you ever had the fries at, what's the place that has the best fries, fast food, Checkers?
McDonald's, I thought.
Oh, McDonald's is horrible.
I thought McDonald's was supposed to have the best.
Not anymore. Oh, Wendy's blows them away. You know, it's got the worst fries. Burger King.
Burger King?
Yeah.
Why?
And you love Burger King.
I love Burger King.
She does. It's a restaurant.
Whopper.
But
no cheese, no onion, heavy pickle.
So I guess Vito
just forgot about us.
He
maybe.
did. Just not gonna.
Anyway, it's called Café 27.
Yes.
And it's
in Southwest
Ranches.
And if you just want to like ride your motorcycle up there, you will feel so at home. There's another motorcycle place on Atlantic Avenue in Delray, right by the railroad tracks. And you'll see a lot of bikes parked there. This place blows it away. Mm-hmm. Blows it away. We saw a bike there that was white.
Oh, with those spikes. Oh,
the spokes were in chrome.
And all
it
red.
Had white lights on it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It was one of the most beautiful bikes I've ever seen.
It was the most beautiful bike I'd ever seen. Like I said, I thought we were on the TV show American Choppers.
Yeah, it was. I mean, these were all high-end bikes. That's probably why you never see any kind of fights there.
I actually wanted to jump on one and go for a
ride.
Yeah,
you did. You did. I want to get maybe, I don't think Vito's going to jump on.
No.
Something must have happened at the bar.
Yeah, he must have gotten busy, but.
I want to say something. Sophia, my heart is so deep for Rob's. You know, it's just to go to a place there and everything be so good. You know, listen, we go to really nice restaurants and not everything is good. And we let you know about that. But it was so nice going to a restaurant, very laid back. The place is really neat. It's got, he said every time when they go out of town, he'll stop in antique shops and pick up something. And it's pretty obvious because there's a lot of antiques there.
I like the wall with his grandchildren.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was nice.
But I just want you to know that it's a place that I hope you will try. Again, it's called Rob's Family Barbecue. We have how much time? Okay. Sometimes people hop on, in the middle of the show. And again, if you would like to, we got one gift certificate left to Rob's.
Actually, I want to bring up to please visit our website.
Yes.
www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com, because I would like to have a lot of gift certificates go out tonight. We had 3 last week. We have Lana. Please don't. Hi, Lana.
She asked you to say hi to her, didn't she?
No, I just
No, I thought she did.
No, and I
Couldn't lie.
just need the hi, Lana.
Made me look bad. It's okay.
I just lied. No. But if you can send your address, it's very secure. It's only, I'm going to see it. Nobody on the website's going to see it. And I can mail it out tonight.
I don't know about nobody seeing it. I'm just kidding. You know what? I was just thinking, we have listeners in Israel. We have listeners in New York, California,
Reno, Nevada.
Reno. I mean, it's like Dallas. We have several people in Dallas who listen to our show or watch our show. Tell your friends about our show. We love telling you about great restaurants and also the not so great restaurants.
So I have one question.
Just what?
I have a question.
It's a talk show.
So where do you think Stoli's fits best?
Oh,
in the biker bar or Rob's?
Incontro.
No, between the two for tonight.
Oh, I would say
biker bar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they got 3 bars in there.
They do.
Yeah. So, hey, we want to say hi to our friends at Stoli who are listening. I didn't even know that you drink Stoli.
I drink Stoli. I drink all vodka. I love vodka.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah, Stoli's is my favorite.
Wow. Okay. So next week, we're going to have more restaurants for you, more gift certificates for you. What else?
I'm excited about our tastings coming up with Firefin in Palm Beach Gardens and Tocado and Los Olos.
I got to say one other thing about last night. How much time do we have?
We have 2 minutes.
Okay. Is it a long 2 minutes or short?
Make it quick.
Okay. No, last night, Sophia's sister, Margaret, brought home a couple of fish I've never even heard of. The redfish and the
Corvina.
Yeah. And I only know lox, gefilte fish, And she gave it to Sophia. Have you ever cooked either one of those fishes before?
No.
Well, she did. And it was, I know you didn't like one of them, but it wasn't because it wasn't good. Just that's not your taste in seafood. But I really liked both of them. And you did such a great job cooking.
Thank you.
Here she goes with a smile.
Thank you.
So I guess we better say goodbye, huh?
We need to say goodnight.
Good night.
It went too fast.
It did. DJ did a great job.
DJ always does a great job. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, listeners, for listening. And watching. And we'll see you next week.
I'm going to go make out with Sophia. So we're
don't forget www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com.
You got to spell out "and" because people put the "and" sign in.
Right.
You got to spell it out.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. God bless everybody.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.
You've been listening to the Eat and Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.